Pythons are giant reptiles that were once closely associated with the dense tropical forests and primal fears embedded deep within human consciousness. However, today they have been domesticated and raised in modern farms spread across the world. Amid increasingly strict wildlife protection regulations, the model of artificial python farming has emerged as a sustainable solution, helping to ease the pressure on natural populations. With the rising demand in the global market, python farming has not only become an important livelihood for many local communities, but is also gradually taking shape as a specialized economic sector. However, the development of this field also raises several issues regarding environmental impact, ethics, and long-term sustainability, requiring strict management and well-planned development strategies from all stakeholders. Green agriculture technology, the global journey of python farming. Behind the graceful and mysterious appearance of this reptile lies a complex production chain connecting farms to global fashion runways. Their natural habitats are mostly humid and dense areas, so when building enclosures for pythons, it is important to recreate similar conditions. The enclosure should be spacious and well ventilated, providing enough room for the python to move freely and perform its natural behaviors. The ambient temperature should be kept stable between 77 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, while maintaining humidity levels between 60% and 80% to support the python's metabolism and facilitate healthy shedding. Additionally, the enclosure should feature hiding spots to create a sense of security and help reduce stress. Natural materials such as wood chips, straw, or decayed logs are ideal choices to closely mimic their natural environment, contributing to a miniature, friendly, and sustainable ecosystem where the python can thrive. Choosing breeding pythons requires considering several criteria, such as healthy appearance, absence of deformities, smooth and glossy skin, active movement, and clear origin. Good breeders typically have well-proportioned bodies, strong appetites, no diseases, and good adaptability to captive environments. During the breeding season, male and female pythons are placed in separate pairing areas. The mating process can last from several hours to several days, depending on the individuals. After successful mating, the male is separated to avoid conflicts or stress that could affect the female's pregnancy. The gestation period lasts around 2 to 3 months. A female python usually lays between 20 to 100 eggs, depending on the species and her physical condition. The eggs must be incubated in a stable temperature and humidity environment, either naturally or through artificial incubation. Python eggs usually take about 60 to 70 days to hatch, although this can vary depending on the species and environmental factors, such as temperature and humidity. As hatching time approaches, baby pythons use a sharp tooth to break through the eggshell and emerge. The entire hatching process can take from several hours to a few days, depending on the number and condition of the eggs. After hatching, the baby pythons are carefully cared for to ensure their survival and healthy growth. Newly hatched pythons are typically independent from the start, able to move and find food on their own. Caregivers must provide an appropriate diet for each stage of development, including small animals such as mice or insects, to help them build muscle and reach optimal size. After a certain period, young pythons can either be separated into individual enclosures or continue living together with adults, depending on the farm's scale and breeding methods. In professional python farming environments, feeding adult pythons is carried out carefully and follows strict safety protocols. Their diet mainly consists of meat sourced from controlled origins and hygienically processed. Adult pythons are typically fed on a regular schedule, with portions adjusted according to their weight and growth needs. Food is placed within the enclosure for the python to approach freely, minimizing stress and maintaining a clean, well-monitored environment. This feeding process not only supports healthy development, but also upholds modern animal welfare standards in farming practices. When pythons reach maturity and achieve optimal size, typically around 2 to 3 years of age depending on the species and care regimen, farmers proceed with selecting individuals for economic harvesting. At this stage, the python's skin reaches its highest quality, characterized by optimal elasticity, thickness, and vivid coloration, meeting the standards of the high-end fashion industry. The entire process is carried out with great care, adhering to humane practices to preserve the quality of the skin and minimize stress for the animals. After harvesting, the python skins undergo technical processing stages such as cleaning, tanning, and professional preservation to maintain their natural beauty and durability. The finished products are then supplied to designers, artisanal workshops, or luxury fashion brands, where they are transformed into items such as handbags, footwear, and belts. This constitutes one of the major economic values contributing significantly to the sustainable development of the modern python farming industry. In addition, python meat can be consumed fresh, frozen, or prepared into specialty dishes such as stir-fried python, herbal stews, or grilled delicacies, popular in some Southeast Asian countries and parts of Africa. Beyond its role as a food source, python meat is also considered a valuable medicinal ingredient in traditional medicine, further enhancing the economic value of this farming model. Besides the meat, python fat is also utilized as a valuable byproduct. After refinement, the fat can be used in traditional medicine to help treat burns, dermatitis, and cracked skin, or as a raw material in certain skincare products due to its natural moisturizing and anti-inflammatory properties. After processing, the python bones are carefully collected and thoroughly cleaned, then either air-dried naturally or dehydrated under controlled conditions. Dried python bones are considered a valuable raw material, often used to produce medicinal extracts that harness beneficial nutrients for health. The process of making python bone extract requires meticulous care and advanced techniques to preserve the maximum amount of collagen and natural nutrients contained in the bones. The final python extract product is widely applied in various traditional healthcare products,